We should note, though, that Trump, he's not been at this point implicated of wrongdoing. We do just need to be clear of that.
You know, it's not just disgraced former reputable media figures like Megyn Kelly who are out here doing heavy lifting for Donald Trump to try to extricate him from blame or scandal. And I don't know. Listen, I'm going to play two clips for you that these are just two clips. I watch a lot of CNN. It's like a torture session. it's like a workout because I get to yell and scream at the TV and be pissed off at Jake Tapper and many other idiots on the network. But this is why, by the way, you'll never see me on a panel on Abby Phillips' show. It's because they're not going to invite me. I've been too unkind. I've been too accurate about what they do. So I watch a lot of CNN, and I've been seeing them do this thing that I'm getting ready to demonstrate to you every single day. In every single conversation they have about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, about all of these emails that have come out from 2011 to 2018 to 2019 that say, yeah, Donald Trump knew about the girls. Yeah, Donald Trump spent hours alone with this underage victim. Yeah, I know how dirty Donald Trump is. Every time they get mentioned, every time there's a panel discussion, one of their reporters, one of their journalists, reads a canned response that has been provided them by the network, I assume, because some of these people I don't have any squabble with. Jessica Dean, I think she does good work. You're going to see her. Breonna Keeler has stepped in it a few times and acted like a dumbass. But, you know, we're all human. How many times have I acted like a dumbass? How many times have I made mistakes? Many, many, many. I'm not beyond the gaze of criticism at all. But look, we need to be held accountable when we have positions of influence. I've got 1.25 million subscribers. Who knows how many people she broadcasts to every night? We need to be held accountable when we step in it, right? So I would say to these people who have very lofty, heavy, weighty, important jobs, influential positions in our culture, that they could tell corporate, I'm not reading this. I'm not going to read this statement that says, just so we get it on the record, we need to say this. Donald Trump's not guilty of anything. He did nothing. Why the heavy lifting? Why the carrying of water for a man who's dedicated his entire political life to destroying the country, ending democracy in the nation, attempting to overthrow the United States government by way of overturning a free and fair election? He attempted an insurrection, a coup. And now he's announcing another coup, which is to run for a third term, to violate the Constitution and not leave the Oval Office. Likely he'll be dead before that. But why are they defending this man? Why are they standing up and putting so much energy in to doing this right here? Here's Breonna Keeler reading the little statement, making sure the audience knows Donald Trump's a good guy. Donald Trump hasn't really been accused of anything. All of that's not true. Here's Breonna Keeler.
I mean, these emails, they're raising significant questions. We're going to seek answers, obviously, to those questions. We should note, though, that Trump, he's not been, at this point, implicated of wrongdoing. We do just need to be clear of that. We are asking those questions, of course. These emails do predate his time as president, but certainly we are glad to have you on to talk about this. It's really important.
We should note, though, she says, should we? Should we, Breonna? Should we note? We must note. It must be stated that Donald Trump has not been at this point implicated of wrongdoing. We do just need to be clear of that, she says. We are asking those questions, of course. These emails do predate his time as president, but certainly we are glad to have you on and talk about this. Thanks a lot. After I just erased the entire conversation with my statement. It doesn't need to be said. People are having a discussion about newsworthy items in the news cycle, the hundreds, if not thousands of emails released by the Democrats on the Oversight Committee that implicate Donald Trump in horrific crimes against children. Why do we need to carry water for this guy? Is it a legal concern? Are you afraid you're going to go down the path of ABC or CBS and have to settle out of court? Well, you don't have to settle out of court. You go to court and you fight it. Don't be complicit. Don't be a morning Joe. in a media landscape filled with cowards, Jake Tappers and Morning Joes and Barry Weisses, have some strength, have some backbone. Stand up for the nation that has given you so much, provided you abundance. Nah, they'd rather just cover their ass. Make sure they're not drawing the ire of MAGA world, worried about the threats that might come their way. Welcome to the party. Here's Jessica Dean. This seems more like a hostage video. Doesn't seem like she really wants to be reading it. She wasn't as enthusiastic as Breonna Keeler, but she still read it.
That mentioned the president. And we do want to be clear, the president, Trump, did not receive or send any of the messages, which largely predated his time as president. He's not been accused of any criminal wrongdoing in connection with Epstein or Maxwell.
Well, none of that's true. None of that's true. And we do want to be clear, she says, and then continues to say things that are untrue. The president, Trump, did not receive or send any of the messages, which largely predated his time as president. He's not been accused of any criminal wrongdoing in connection with Epstein or Maxwell. Is that right? Maybe Google Katie Johnson, Donald Trump, and see if there's any criminal wrongdoing that he's been accused of. Maybe that's the linchpin in her statement, criminal wrongdoing. Because when a suit is brought, usually it's a civil suit, because if cops aren't going to charge, if cops aren't going to seek an indictment because they're afraid, because they're part of the system, they don't want to hurt Donald Trump. He's their guy. Maybe it's not criminal. Maybe that's the get out of jail free card there. That's the wiggle word. Because Donald Trump certainly has been accused, credibly, and not just of sexual assault or battery or rape against women, full-grown women, but against children, little girls. 13, I believe Katie Johnson was. So do you feel good, CNN? Do you fucking feel good? It must be said. We should say this. We have to make it clear. Donald Trump is beyond all of this. He's never been accused. It's just a rewriting of history. And for what? For what? Jessica Dean? Breonna Keeler? Is your job more important than justice for victims? Is your reputation in MAGA world that important? I can't imagine looking myself in the mirror on any given occasion after having carried water for the fascist, credibly accused rapist of children and court adjudicated assaulter of at least one woman, E. Jean Carroll. I can't imagine it. Anyway, what do you think? Let's open up the floodgates of comments. I want to hear from you. You can also call the voicemail line 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. This is only going to get more chaotic. That's my prediction. Really not a wild prediction. I think anybody can see that. What I'd really love to know is, because I believe this might just maybe, not for sure, but maybe, this might be the nail in the political coffin of Donald Trump. There's a sea change happening. Slowly, quietly, but I think it's happening, even among Republicans. Because I think this, for some, for many, for most, this is a bridge too far. Just ask Thomas Massie and some of the other Republicans who didn't vote for the discharge petition, who are now going to vote to release the Epstein files. And then that'll be another battle with the DOJ. Anyway, now I'm rambling. I love and appreciate you very much. I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine and take care of one another.